congrats on End of Sentence. How does it feel to have this film coming out?
Oh, it feels great. I'm really proud of this movie. This is actually, funny enough, this is my office that I'm in right now. Right behind you is a framed, actually my Alabama Correctional Facility shirt from the beginning of the movie is right here with a note from the director, Elvar. And it's a movie that means a lot to me. And I'm glad that it's coming out. It's a little bit of a shame because we were going to get a theatrical release, but due to the current times and pandemic, it has to go to video on demand streaming, which is still a platform nonetheless, and I'm happy about that. But I hope that people see it. That's all. It's something I'm proud of.
Can you talk a little bit about what fans can expect to see in the film?
What fans can expect to see? Well, you see a lot of John Hawkes if you're a fan of John's. He's great. The film is about, it's a father-son story. It's about this, my character is released from a correctional facility at the beginning of the movie, and he goes on a road trip with his estranged father through Ireland to spread his mother's ashes over a lake that she loved going to as a kid. And it's about their journey. It's about reconciling their fractured relationship and trying to figure out what to do after this trip and with their lives. So it's a fairly simple story, and it's mostly a road trip through Ireland, but it's a really beautiful film. It's really beautifully shot, and Ireland is a gorgeous character in the movie, and it almost feels like you're taking a trip there in a way.
And then speaking of the father-son dynamic, that's such a big part of this film. What was it like working with John Hawkes on these kind of scenes and this kind of character development?
It was great. I'm a big fan of his. He's one of my favorite actors out there, and it was one of the things that actually attracted me to the project was the prospect of working with him. And I loved every moment of realizing these characters together and workshopping the script. And it was a really special experience for me to work with him. And I have to say really quick though, nice Clueless poster in the background.
Oh my God, you called me out.
Yeah,
no one ever notices that. It's one of my favorite films.
It's great. Who doesn't love Clueless? It's good. Everybody's, it's nice to see the posters of the backgrounds of people's Zooms sometimes.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. No one's ever noticed that before. What are you hoping that the audience takes away from this film?
Takes away? Really, I don't ask for much or want much from an audience except for that they support the crew and the filmmakers by paying for the movie, and that's just illegally streaming it. And I want them to hopefully come out feeling like they cared about the protagonist's journey. That they cared about them deeply and that they were entertained is really the most that I can ask for. What they get from the film is personal. What they see, or what they connect to is their experience, and I'm more curious to know about that. Just to talk with people. Typically we'd be at a screening and it'd be a Q&A after a movie or something like that. I could talk with people and kind of gauge, how it resonated with them. And it's a shame that we can't do that right now, but I don't really ask for much or expect much from an audience after a movie's made or even when making it or something like that. It's just, hopefully they're entertained.
Critics are really loving this film. What's it been like kind of getting that feedback? Because I've been reading a lot of reviews and people are raving about your and John's performances.
Thank you very much. It's nice. It's really, it's validating, for the hard work that everyone puts into it to get a good review or to get positive feedback. So, it feels good. I just hope that people see this. This is a small film, and it's not coming out on a big platform. It doesn't have, millions of dollars behind it and publicity and advertising. I hope that people find it and they see it and are able to support Elvar, our filmmaker, and everybody involved. Yeah, I just hope that they see the film.
And then I have to ask, because we're coming up on the 8-year anniversary of Perks of Being a Wallflower. It's
Yeah.
still so beloved by fans. Did you have any idea when you were filming it that it would blow up in such a big way?
Never, no. It's cool to see, which films kind of resonate with people and which ones can stand the test of time. And this is definitely one of the films that I've made that people talk to me about the most, or tell me that it means the most to them. And it seems that people are still talking about it and interested in the film. And people quote the movie to me all the time. It's really special to be a part of a project like that. And I'm really proud of that movie too. So I'm just glad that people like it.
You've heard, like all of us, that Percy Jackson is coming to TV. Would you be interested in coming back and maybe making a cameo? I know that's my personal favorite film that I've seen of yours.
Oh, really? Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to anything. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with it. I'm just glad that Rick Riordan, the writer, is in control. It seems like he's in control, or he has like a lot of say. I'm not sure how much say he had in the Fox productions that we did way back when, 10 years ago or so now. I hope that they get good scripts together. That's really the next step. They mention an announcement, but the truth is it's a whole process of development where you have to get, good scripts together and get it greenlit by the network, which is, or the streaming service, Disney Plus, and those things. So I'd be curious to see how it comes along, and if there's a good role for me and those things, and I'm right for it, of course I would consider it. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
And then I have to ask, End of Sentence kind of seemed as a departure from some of the more like YA roles that a lot of fans know you for. Is this kind of a direction that you're looking for the future for roles, or is it just kind of a case-by-case basis based on scripts that you read?
Yeah, it's case by case, really. It just depends on what I'm reading at the time. There's so many factors that I, consider when deciding whether or not to take on a character or a film or TV show, whatever it is. For me, yeah, it's mostly about just not doing the same thing over and over again. It's nice trying new things, and that's something about End of Sentence that really, you know, appealed to me and stood out, was just that this was something I just hadn't done before, and I was in good company because John Hawkes was already attached to the project, and I thought this seemed like a great combination, and I'd love to work with him and a great character. But I think, yeah, I love all films. I love all genres. It really just depends on the execution. It comes down to the writing and the director and everybody involved. And I would love to continue exploring different characters and different tones of films, different genres, different worlds. And, hopefully years from now, look back and say that I have a pretty diverse, list of characters and projects that I've been a part of.